So, armchair philosopher, look at this. Look at what Egyptologist 7 posts. It's talking about early Northern African, not sub-Saharan, Northern African craniums. The Sudanese is Negroid, and the Takarkori is considered Caucasoid. However, I just want you to notice something. As far as population affinities are concerned, Takarkori is Caucasoid and closely resembles late Pleistocene Europeans. Sudanese Nubia is Negroid. And look at this. It seems as if Egyptologist 7 forgot to underline something. And Afalu exhibits an intermediate status. Why didn't Egyptologist 7 underline it? Because clearly it's showing that this sample, this Afalu sample, has an intermediate status, meaning it shows Negroid and Caucasoid features. However, don't get confused when it says Caucasoid, because it resembles late Pleistocene Europeans. Late Pleistocene Europeans. Totally different than modern Caucasians. An important thing to note is I made this video on ancient European faces, and I showed examples where it's basically saying that majority of the European upper Paleolithic skulls did not look like modern Europeans. Some of them look ancient, like ancient Nordics, but some of them also look like Australoids and Africans, and Zulu was mentioned, and Hawaiian was mentioned. So we're not talking about modern European Caucasian type of skulls. So another thing is, when you read the paper, it basically says the majority of Takarkori individuals' ancestry stems from previously unknown North African genetic lineage that diverged from sub-Saharan African lineages around the same time as present-day humans outside Africa and remained isolated through most of its existence. So this population diverged from sub-Saharan Africa. This population is African. This population is not Eurasian, the word that you like to use. This population is not European. This population is not Asian. This population is African. And it diverged from sub-Saharan Africans. Egyptologist 7 points out here that the Takarkori sample has 0 sub-Saharan ancestry, and that 40% of the ancestry is from the Takarkori North African sample. And I agree with that. But the reality is this North African isolated sample diverged from sub-Saharan Africans, not Europeans, not Asians. They diverged from a sub-Saharan African population and African population. They were Africans. Egyptologist 7 points out who they are morphologically related to, but avoids using the word sub-Saharan as was used in one of the original articles. Here you can see Egyptologists saying that the samples morphologically look like Kefians and Tenarians from Gobera A and Gobera B. So let's read from the paper that Egyptologist 7 omits. This is the same paper that Egyptologist 7 used. The phenotypic relationships based on cranial metrical variables are expressed in Figure 5. The neighboring joining tree shows that the small sample from Takarkori takes relationship with the population from Gobero in Niger, either coeval or more ancient Gobero ape, thus with humans from sub-Saharan regions which are characterized by a wide morphological variation. Egyptologist 7 avoided the word sub-Saharan because that's what that North African population looked like, and it makes complete sense considering they diverged from sub-Saharan Africans. They were Africans. In this paper, we can actually see some of the images of the skulls from that area. It shows 2 skulls from that area and then also 1 skull that's actually in the study. Okay, these are the skulls from Gobero, the ones that are similar to the ones from Takarkori. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But let's do something very simple. Let's do a little lookership. Let's compare one of these skulls with one of the ones that I showed you. Let's see if there's any type of similarities. Clearly no similarities at all. Not a single similarity. Looks completely different. So it seems as if Egyptologist 7 wants to make these Africans Caucasians, which, I mean, it will work against you if these Africans, these Caucasian Africans, were black Caucasian Africans. Anyways, I did a response video, and I'm going to play the response video for you, and then afterwards, I will just discuss some pointers that was in it. I just want to introduce you to somebody first. This is Joel D. Irish. Joel D. Irish, if you don't know him, he is as much as important as Soy Keita. Joel D. Irish does almost every dental study when it comes to the Egyptians. If you deal with the Thasians, like the early Badarians, he has done dental studies on them. If you deal with Nabta, he has done dental studies on them. If you deal with Gebel Ramlah, he has done studies on them. If you deal with Adima, pre-dynastic Adima, he has done studies on them. If you deal with the Neolithic Gebel Ramlah, he has done studies on them. So Joel D. Irish is extremely important. And here we can see he has done dental studies on this population in Africa during the Green Sahara. And as you can see, he says that these people are Proto-Bantu and that they have dental traits similar to West Africans. So craniometrically, I'm going to show from Egyptologist 7's own video, which this is also in my own video, that they showed similarities to Ibero-Maurusians, which makes sense, but they also show similarity to Mectoids from Mali. And as I've shown, those Mectoids from Mali is Asilaman. You know Asilaman, the so-called first Negroid skull that everybody loves to talk about? That is one of the skulls that they also match with or cluster with. And lastly, in my video, I show that culturally there was a connection. As 7,000 years ago, these populations used to file their teeth to a point, just like what is done nowadays in certain parts of Africa. We have a cultural connection to other Africans. There's this strange need to remove a black African presence from North Africa and to only relegate it to sub-Saharan Africa. As we can see, even the African presence in sub-Saharan Africa is called Caucasian by Egyptologist 7. It's almost as if the so-called black African presence needs to be completely removed from Africa. Because the last thing you want to have is black Africans in North Africa, especially ancient North Africans. But please take a look at this map. As you can see at point 1, this is where the Takarkori remains were found. But look at number 2. What do you think was found at that location 5,600 years ago?